This is music, and this is kind of a first impressions video in disguise. So one of the bands that I've been interested in checking out recently, that's the Japanese power metal band Lovebites. Contrary to popular belief, I am actually, and I have been, familiar with this band for quite some time. I've even heard like a handful of their songs. And I have been kind of hesitant to sort of really get into Lovebites, and that's because the 5 songs, I think it's like 5 songs I heard, that I heard were kind of in the vein of Euro power metal. And just truth be told, that's a genre that I got kind of tired of in the 2000s. To me, it had become kind of stale, very samey. It sounded like all the songs were just double bass drum, fast picking, no real riffage or anything like that. And then just, the same big, happy melody, vocal melodies, just over and over again. Nothing wrong with big, happy vocal melodies, but it just felt like Euro power metal had become kind of cheesy. It had kind of lost its power. It had become kind of toothless. So I gravitated more towards just progressive metal and progressive power metal. So I checked that out more. But the Lovebites songs that I heard when I heard them a couple of years ago, I could certainly hear that there's a very high level of musicianship at play here. So I decided, based on that, I'm gonna check this band out at some point. So recently, and I don't remember if I've shown this in an update video, I picked up their 2021 Best Of album, Best Of from 2017 to 2021 in the beginning is what it's called. It's a 2-disc set, so lots of music here, and that's a very old school way of getting into music. Buying a best of and checking it out. It's quite a hefty booklet with some liner notes there. You got some lyrics and so on and so forth. Here is a photo of the band. So what I did with this one, and that's what I do with all my CDs, I ripped it so I could listen to it on my iPod on the go. And I had an opportunity the other day to do that because I had to go downtown, do a lecture on how to do linguistic research for some high school students that have ambitions of being researchers. So I arrived and it's just downtown. It's a very short trip actually, but I arrived quite early, so I had like 30 minutes to spend, and I spent those just hanging out in the botanical gardens. But anyways, so on my way to the venue, and while hanging out in the botanical gardens, I listened to this one. So I managed to listen to quite a considerable chunk of music from this one, and then on the way home I managed to listen to the rest. So this is a genuine first impressions video in disguise. I gotta say, just right off the bat, I really like this band. Not just because of the musicianship, but because of the music itself. It's great stuff. They've put the power back in power metal. It seems to me that there are kind of like 3 sort of categories that you can divide the songs on this album into. So you have the over-the-top, epic, symphonic, just Euro power metal kind of song. With the double bass drum, sort of Dragon Force style, really fast picking and guitar melodies and all that stuff. Except I think these ladies are better than Dragon Force. And it's powerful. They actually sort of do that. The power is back. It's not just out this stuff. Actually, there is a lot of this stuff, but one thing that's really cool is that in those power metal songs with a lot of this stuff, their drummer, what she does is she uses a lot of really cool details on the cymbals and the hi-hat and things like that. Sort of like details I would not have noticed had I not spent a lot of time listening to progressive metal back in the day. So really great. They're power metal songs. Great power metal, in my opinion. Sort of takes me back to the sort of spirit of early Halloween, early Blind Guardian, although this is, of course, much more modern sounding. And right off the bat, you have Nameless Warrior and Glory to the World. That's two kind of like just Lovebites power metal songs. Great stuff. Really, Golden Destination is another example. So you have a good chunk of songs like that, but to my money, for my money, tasty, powerful, catchy, memorable, and actually interesting sort of Euro power metal styled power metal. The other category of songs is like, that's my favorite category. That's thrash metal kind of songs. There are actually a lot of songs in their repertoire, at least on this album, that have thrashy riffage, the really fast thrashy drumming, and then you have like some power metal, of course, aspects to it as well. So some of the songs in this category are almost like symphonic thrash metal, if that's even a thing. Winds of Transylvania is an example of that. Others are just melodic power thrash. Thunder Vengeance is another example, and MDO, which is even kind of like a crossover metal kind of title, but it is just a melodic thrash metal song. And you got more songs like that. Really good stuff. I really enjoy those songs, and I did not expect that, so I was really surprised when Winds of Transylvania kicked in, and it was actually a kind of symphonic, almost thrash metal song. Really good stuff. And the last category is more like sort of heavy metal, maybe US power metal inspired songs. So they are great as well. I really enjoy those. So some of them are more like galloping heavy metal stuff. Others are more like kind of like US power metal stuff. I think a pretty good example of this style would be the Crusade, which is kind of like a power metal song, but it has lots of Iron Maiden influences going on in it. It has the twin guitars and all that good stuff. There's even a song called Scream for Me. Right? So Raise Some Hell, another example. Groovy, just face ripping, just all out heavy metal song about kicking ass and raising hell. So yeah, I really enjoy this. I'm definitely gonna check out some more Lovebites. Great stuff. These ladies know how to do power metal. Now they're in a bit of a tough situation right now because, as far as I understand, their bass player and main songwriter has left the band. I don't know why. I don't know the circumstances. So they're looking for a new bass player. So who knows what they'll sound like in the future. But great stuff. If you like your power metal, I think you should check out Lovebites. If you like female fronted metal, check out Lovebites, because it's an all ladies band. If you just like upbeat, catchy, fun metal, check out Lovebites as well. Their vocalist, she's a great singer. Part of her style, I mean, she does hit some high notes and she does some power belting, but a lot of the songs she actually sing in a slightly lower register, which reminds me a bit of some of the sort of early 80s female fronted Japanese just rock music that I've heard. So I don't know if that's sort of an inspiration for that. That might be a bit of an acquired taste to some people. I don't mind it. I quite like it. And again, she right off the bat, Nameless Warrior, you can hear an example of her singing like that. But I quite like it. So great vocal melodies, great vocal performance, absolutely fantastic guitar solos and twin guitars and all that stuff. And the drumming, as I said, great too. So yeah, I do like Lovebites. I'm gonna check them out for sure more. This was a great sort of like first, I guess, initial acquaintance with this band. Really like this stuff. Check them out if you like your power metal. Thanks for watching.